You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your number one source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Dean. Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AfterBuzz TV's Switched at Birth After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's Switched at Birth After Show.
Hello, everybody. It's the perfect song for this episode. Hey, everybody, I'm Yael Tygiel, and you are watching the Switched at Birth After Show here on AfterBuzz. Of course, always joining me is the lovely Melina Alves, and we are talking about And We Bring the Light. We bring the light. Let's talk about this episode because so much happened, and after last week's promo, this entire episode, my heart was racing, and I was like, who is it? What is it? So we start the episode 12 hours in the future.
Yeah.
And Catherine wakes up to a phone call, and there's been an accident. All right, let's talk about just this moment. What did you think happened?
Emmett got shot.
I convinced you, didn't I?
Yes.
For those who
That
didn't
was
know,
the only thing that was going through my head. Emmett!
Yeah.
My Emmett got shot.
I had a theory last week about Emmett, and my theory was part true, but it wasn't Emmett.
It was not Emmett.
Yeah.
Nope.
So then we go 12 hours earlier.
It's a lot happened in 12 hours.
Yeah, that was the longest day ever.
I know.
So we start with Toby is home.
That was weird.
Yeah, and he's got stuff on his face.
I don't think it's a beard. It's not quite a goatee. I don't know what it is. He's just got stuff.
Yeah, it's weird. Anyone who watches Musketeers, it's what Peter Capaldi has going on this season, and it doesn't work on Toby.
No.
And I really like that Bay calls it out.
Instantly.
She goes, oh, that.
That looks great.
Yeah, because I have two older brothers, and one of them came home with facial hair, and I gave him so much.
Did you really?
Stuff for it? Yeah, it's weird when someone you know doesn't have facial hair, and then all of a sudden, there it is.
Especially that.
Mm-hmm. Especially what he had. It was weird.
It was a cute attempt.
Yeah.
Aww.
So Toby's home, and Bay gets a letter from Pratt, the school that she's been dying to go
And
to
she's
her whole
in.
life.
Nope.
Way to mislead everybody.
I know. They're like, wait, what?
I was like, that's not what happened.
No.
No, Bay has been rejected from her one school.
Oh, gosh.
And anyone who's gone through that knows that it's really heartbreaking and difficult and so sad, especially when you have the one school you want to go to.
No, that was really sad. I felt really bad for her. I felt like in the last episode, or not episode, the entire last season, she's really like buckled up and tried to be a better student.
Yeah.
And I thought she was going to get in. It didn't even cross my mind, actually. I never thought that she wasn't going to get into college, which now raises the question of what will Bay do next?
Yeah. I think that's going to be a really exciting thing for them to explore.
Yeah, I think so too. It's always community college.
That's true. And there are other art schools.
That's true.
She can always apply for the spring.
That's true too. She could do some extracurricular activities until the springtime.
Yeah.
I agree. Bay, do that.
Yeah. Bay, we solved your problem.
Done.
So Toby returns. Bay's super depressed and doesn't say anything to anybody and goes to work on her English paper, lit paper.
Yeah.
And sure she is.
Sure.
I love when she first says, like, oh, I got to go work on this paper. And her parents like, no, Toby's home. And I'm like, this is the kid that you want to push to do work.
I know. Yeah. No, don't do work. Wait,
Yeah.
what? No.
Yeah.
No. She needed to go do work, like,
Definitely.
3 years ago. But, yeah.
Yeah. So she's working, air quotes, working on her paper, and Toby comes and asks her what's wrong. And they decide to make this beautiful art installation of the Northern Lights because he was traveling around and he saw the Northern Lights and he, has his scruff, more air quotes, guys, and he's, discovering what his passion is. And his passion is all of a sudden music again, which is great because he was a musician and now he's going a different musical route. I'm glad we decided to go with the light song before because I was so close to being like, we should have some techno.
Oh, Lord.
Euro techno pop.
No. I thought it was, I don't know. Toby was a musician, yeah. He played, he drummed, he sang.
He guitared.
Yeah. By played I meant guitared. Anyway, I thought, that was awkward, right?
Yeah, I have a light.
The ghosts of Switched at Birth is here.
Yeah, there's a light that keeps...
It's Nana. It's Angelo's grandmother.
Yeah.
Nana's here in the studio with us, guys. Did she bring cake? No. So I thought he was a fantastic musician. Well, maybe not fantastic, but I thought it was pretty neat that he was pursuing that. But then to trade that in for DJing, I don't know. I have a lot of friends that try to DJ. It's not as easy as people think it is.
Yeah, I mean, he wants to DJ in a club.
Yeah, I don't know. You can't even drink yet. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah.
I don't know. I felt a little disappointed. Like, guys, give him more layers. Come on.
Well, when we get to
that,
there's a lot to talk about. So, Bae's depressed. Toby gives her this brilliant idea, and they gather up stuff from Christmas and art supplies, and they go and make a Northern Lights show. They choose a spot, and the spot they choose is at the art center or art museum. I'm not sure which one.
Yeah.
And Catherine, I love that she is like, oh, we got to go tell your father that we're getting ice cream because we're going to go do this. There's a light, guys. It's blinded me.
It's weird.
It's weird.
It's Nana.
Sorry. Nana's
want the
really
cake.
excited for us to get to her part.
Yes, this is like her show. She's like, I'm finally on and I'm dead. Okay, anyway, that was a little morbid.
Anyway, yeah. So they take Catherine, they go to make this art installation.
Mother of the Year award.
Definitely.
Not really, but it was a sweet moment.
It was a great moment. I think so. Security shows up because Bae, silly Bae, plugs in the what are those?
Extension cord.
Extension. That's the word I was looking for.
Yes.
She plugs an extension cord into a thing for electric cars. I don't think you can do that.
I don't think you can do that.
Just gonna throw that out there. And she blows the power out. Security shows up, and Catherine is a genius. Catherine tells security that she is representing these two artists, these Icelandic twins.
Yeah.
And that they're doing this art installation and they're deaf, and that she's going to call the head of the art center.
Yes.
And the security guard is so scared.
Apparently.
Yeah, he is terrified, which, I mean, that excuse was so good.
It was good. I shall try that in the real world and see how that works out for me. But it was good. And I thought it was adorable. And even when she was spelling it out and she just started spelling out randomness, I was like, oh, that's cute. But he would never know. The security guard would never know that she really didn't sign anything right now.
Well, they're the Icelandic twins from Reykjavik. And so she spells out Reykjavik, which has a lot of extra letters.
Apparently.
So she started with an R and then just letters.
There's some N's and but super cute. And it was funny because I was watching it and I'm like, when did they become just this solid, awesome family all of a sudden?
They really did in this episode.
Yeah, this episode was all about like, hello, light.
Hello,
family ties. I loved it. Yeah, it was adorable.
And of course, after they get released from security, John shows up.
Yes.
And I think Bae was terrified that, you know, he was
She's in trouble.
Yeah. But of course, he brings a generator for them to put the light, to do the art
that
installation.
fit inside his tiny little Porsche in the trunk.
Sure.
Of course. Why not?
It doesn't need to stay on all night. You need it for like a minute. It's a small generator.
It's the tiniest generator ever. I thought that was really adorable. And then again, adding on to the cute family moments that they were having in this episode. Because normally that would not be a John move.
Yeah.
And him coming out, and even Catherine being like, you know, tell a story of when you were disappointed.
It's when you failed. It's Bae.
Just put it out there.
That's what
you failed.
You failed. So Bae tells them that she didn't get into Pratt, and Catherine, what a supportive mother, is like, here's what I did that I failed, and then Toby goes, you know, I got married. And then, of course, Catherine is like, oh, but don't forget about your band. And don't forget about your school.
Yeah, I know.
And don't forget about this.
Yeah, just adding to the list of failures before you're even 21 years old.
And I think the greatest moment is when John joins them and he says that he wanted to become a senator and do some good. And instead, he's everyone's puppet.
That's right. That's what happens.
Yeah.
Politics.
It's a great commentary on politics.
Yes.
I love also that conversation that then we had with Toby and John talking about how Toby wants to be a DJ and John supports it, kind of.
Okay. Pause. Pump the brakes.
Yeah.
Completely against this. Dad, can you fire me so I can collect unemployment so I can become a DJ?
Yeah.
This face, not amused.
Explain.
Because he's okay, not to say that Toby's failed so much, but yeah, you're not even 21 years old yet, and you've had some setbacks already, which is very young to start on these setbacks that you shouldn't have until a little bit later. And instead of encouraging him to do, I don't know, something a little bit, I'm not against being a DJ. I am against getting fired so you can collect unemployment to become a DJ that might not work out for you. When so far in life he's been making decisions on the fly throughout his whole time on Switched at Birth.
Yeah.
So it's like, I feel like today would have been a really good day to be like, you know what, son, I'm not going to fire you so you can collect unemployment, but I will help you in choosing a really good school so you can learn some things about being a DJ, because only in a really rich family would that ever be okay.
I'm going to disagree.
I love it.
And here's what I'm going to say.
Tell me.
He is not even 21, as we know. He
Yes.
can't even drink.
Not yet.
Which means he has his whole life ahead of him. And now is the time when he has his family for support. And when he has, if this doesn't work out, he can go back to working at the car wash. Or he's still on the wait list for the school that he wants to go to. Now is the time to experiment and try and do what you love and see what happens. Because, you can't build a career and start working the corporate ladder and get to where he wants to go and then be like, you know what? I want to be a DJ. You can at 50 decide to be a DJ. You can. It'll be so much harder.
Right.
I just want to clarify that I'm not saying any
You
50-year-old
can't.
out there.
Do it.
Do what you love.
Oh, cute. I agree that when you're young, this is when you should really dive into your creativeness and really pursue dreams that maybe you won't be able to do later in life when you're married, when you have kids, when you got a job.
When you have a responsibility.
I agree. However, the way of going about it is what I'm so against. Only because of the fact that I feel like in the real world, if this was a family friend or if Toby was my cousin and I was seeing this, the first thing that would come into my mind is you're helping him build characteristics of, I'm sorry, kind of a lazy person. And I disagree with that.
Here's how I disagree with you. This is a great conversation. I think that what Toby's saying to his father is, I don't want you to keep paying my rent while I try to experiment with this and try to do it. I found another way that can help me. And I know that sounds really terrible and like you're using the system.
Totally, because your family's ridiculously rich. But
Right.
yes.
But they want him to learn responsibility and whatever, and he can't keep his job and do the DJing thing. So he found a way around it. He's using the system, but he's doing it in an interesting and polite way.
I just disagree. In an interesting
We're going to disagree.
I love that. I just disagree with milking the system for money when you do have ridiculously rich parents and yada, yada, yada. So obviously that just goes down to politics. So moving on.
Moving on. Great. So, of course, at the end of that scene, Toby and Bay take Daddy's Porsche, which I just don't understand why he's being so...
Right after the unemployment conversation, by the way.
Right after the unemployment conversation, he's being... And you're going to be a DJ, and she doesn't have a school to go to. He's being so like, whatever, that's not so like him. And it makes me nervous.
It does. Why?
Maybe he's just happy that Toby's back. But they drive off in the Porsche, and that was when I was like, oh, no.
Oh, no. Why?
Because I thought... So the only thing we saw in the last... in the promo from last week, was a male body being put on a gurney.
Yep.
And
even it looked like a boy's body.
It looked like a boy's body, not a man's body.
Nope.
Anyway, so that's why my first thought was, oh no. But let's switch gears a little bit to Daphne, who is freaking out about the SATs. freaking out. She can't find her book. She's retaking them tomorrow. And Angelo is going to help her find her book.
Yes.
Which is very sweet of him.
Such a good dad.
He's trying.
He is trying.
He's trying really hard.
Yeah, he is.
And I love that he asks her, like, you took them and you got a good score. Why are you freaking out? And she reminds us, hey, I'm trying to go to medical school.
Yeah.
I really need a good, like a better than good score, an amazing score. So they look for the book, and she thinks that she may have left it back at the clinic. So they go back to the clinic, and she knows the code to, like, turning off the alarm.
Yeah, bizarre.
That's weird.
Yeah, I know.
Like, she's, I guess it's...
Television.
I mean, I don't know why she has a key either. Anyway, that was just something that popped into my head. I was like, that's weird. Anyway. She's super stressed. She feels like the family is really giving her all this pressure because they're all just so proud that she wants to go to medical school.
Of course.
Which in turn becomes pressure.
Yeah.
And Angelo gives her a metaphor with his golf swing about how when you're really stressed, you got to just stop thinking.
Mm-hmm.
I guess the night before the SATs, that's good advice. But when it gets down to the SATs, the last thing you want to do is, like, stop thinking and breathe and, like,
yes,
you know, let whatever happens happen.
I agree in most circumstances, but we're talking about Daphne, who's already taken them, who excelled. She just didn't get as high of a score as she hoped. Or, I don't, did it say what she got?
No, she just wanted a better score.
I think she wanted a perfect score. And she probably got 2 points away.
Right.
I mean, this is Daphne.
Yeah, it sounds like her.
She is so perfectionist. But I agree. So I agreed with him trying to ease the tension and let's get our mind off of it for a moment.
Yeah.
Right? A moment is okay. Like all night, throw caution to the wind, not so much.
And his golf metaphor is not a good comparison.
But he's Italian.
Uh-huh. And?
I don't know, like my family's Brazilian and they make the weirdest metaphors.
Oh, that's what you're saying.
It's just a cultural difference and I just smile. I'm like, okay.
I thought you were saying that golf was some Italian something.
No.
And I was like, no, it's not.
No, it's not. No, I don't think anyone plays golf in Italy unless they're from the United States.
Anyone in Italy, please let us know. Let us know if you're golf.
I want to know.
Golfers there.
My answer is no. People don't really golf in Brazil either. Not in Rio. That's not popular. No, not at all. So I thought it was sweet, him trying. That was a very cool dad move.
Yeah.
And I cried the entire time.
Well, so he takes Daphne and we go to his restaurant.
Yeah.
That restaurant that still hasn't opened.
Yeah.
That hasn't been touched.
That's good. Okay.
It's getting sold.
Yep.
It's been foreclosed.
Bye-bye.
So, you know, they go and they start baking, because he wants his grandmother's lemon cake.
Tell the truth. Did you think she was going to get the recipe right?
Yes, I watch enough TV to know that she was eventually going to get it right.
It was so cute. I was like, oh,
It was either she was going to get it right or it was going to be a friend's Nestle Toulouse situation. For those who haven't seen that episode, you have to go back and see it. It's the best episode.
Yeah, that was a really good episode.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yes, she did.
So it was one of those, I was like, oh, it's going to be out of a box.
Yeah.
It's like, it's from my grandma, Susie Crocker. Betty Crocker, whatever her name is.
Oh, that's so cute.
So Daphne bakes all these cakes and talks with Angelo about stress and life and everything. And it was a really beautiful, touching time that we got.
It was.
And I love seeing it. And I love that it ended with a selfie.
But
before the selfie, we talk about why it's going out of business.
Aw, Christy.
So Angelo's partner, for whatever reason, somehow can be successful in one restaurant, but doesn't know how to manage the other.
It was weird.
I don't understand why she's being so obnoxious.
I don't either. And they really don't cover that very much. They just don't really cover that very much.
Yeah.
I honestly thought it was, I'm going to save it for predictions. Anyway.
Okay.
I thought, had Angelo maybe verbalized this, a few episodes ago, maybe John could have found someone, or Catherine.
Right. Yeah. They don't go to them for help.
but they don't go to anyone for help.
Yeah.
And it's not even going to anyone for help. It's just having a circle of people who support you, who you can talk to, who can give you ideas, you know?
Yeah.
But he didn't do any of that. He didn't do anything. So I thought it was kind of weird. I'm like, okay, so you're going to put all this money into this business, and then just because one person does things maybe not the right way, aka Christy, you're just going to let it crumble?
I don't understand how we started the business deal, and just every time we've seen her, she's asked for more money.
Yes.
Every time. I know, Nana. Every time she's asked for more money. And he would come up with it. And as we saw in the previously on Switch to Birth, it seems that he's out of money.
Yeah.
He went through $5 million. I mean, we're going to assume that a chunk went to lawyer fees. So let's say $3 million.
$2 million in lawyer fees.
Yeah.
And then he really didn't cover that either.
Yeah.
It was just out of nowhere. And I don't have any money.
Yeah.
In like a preview, wasn't it?
Yeah, but we learned it in the past when Regina
that's true.
asked for money to buy candy.
That's true.
Yeah.
You're right.
I mean, there were things
Yeah.
that he ended up buying that he could sell. His apartment, for example. So after they have their beautiful moment, and we learn that his business is going under and it's going to get sold, and they ate the cake, and it was right, and it was delicious, and he almost cried.
It was so beautiful.
It was. Daphne, and they can't find the recipe, which happens a lot.
It does, actually.
Yeah,
That was a cute moment.
That was cute, because
Yeah.
I was like, I've done that.
Yeah.
Daphne remembers that she had the SAT book at K&D. So they pack up and go.
Immediately, I'm like, no!
Well, so before we get into that, I want to take a moment to talk about Maria Menounos' new book.
Oh.
Speaking of delicious cakes, Maria Menounos' new book, The Every Girl's Guide to Diet and Fitness, which is a New York Times bestseller, and it is available on Amazon, on bookstores, on places where you buy things. BarnesandNoble.com, I'm going to assume.
Yes,
Seeing
it
as how
is.
that is a bookstore and online. It's full of exercise tips and recipes, cake recipes, I would assume and believe. I believe there's food
Nana's
recipes.
recipe.
Nana's lemon cake recipe is definitely in there. Also, awesome exercise tips and stories about Maria and how she did it. So
Yeah.
check it out. It is wonderful. Also, if you want to help us out here at AfterBuzz, help us personally, because we love this show
Yes, we do.
and we love talking about it for you.
Yes, we do.
Go on iTunes, rate and review this show. The more you rate and review the show, the easier it is for us to get guests on the show. And I can tell you that we are currently working on at least 3 different guests for Switched at Birth.
Oh my gosh.
And they're not just like background people.
No.
They're people that you want to see.
Legit.
Yes.
So legit.
So what can you do? You can go into iTunes and you can rate and review the show. Tell us how we're doing. Write a quick review. Tell us, hey, you guys are awesome. And if you love the show, give us a 5-star rating. If you don't like the show, give us a 4-star rating. Anything else is wonderful.
Deleted. No, I'm kidding.
Just please let us know how we're doing. Let us know we can do better. It lets our bosses know that we're doing a good job. It lets people know we want guests.
Yes.
And all of it is for free. We do this for free. iTunes gives you all of these almost 70, 80 shows. I don't know how many shows we're doing now, but a lot of shows.
I think it's 78.
Yeah. Some almost 80 shows we're doing for you guys. So please, iTunes, and comment on YouTube, because I love to talk to people on YouTube.
You do.
I do. I start really obnoxious conversations. So if you think we said something stupid, I'll be there to defend it. Let's move on to Regina,
Ooh.
who we started the episode, she's learning to shoot with Wes,
Yes.
which I was that's when I was another like, oh no moment for me. This episode had 3 of those. 3 oh no moments. She's learning to shoot, and Wes then invites her to dinner that night.
Of course.
Because that's what you do. Last minute, let them know.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I need you tonight to come to this meeting. Okay.
Okay.
With City Councilwoman Tammy.
Yes.
I don't remember her last name because she said call her Tammy. And Chip Kodo.
Kind of awkward.
Yeah, who, if you do not remember, I don't understand how, is the senator that was sleeping with his intern, and Daphne blackmailed him, and that's how she got to the clinic to begin with.
Yep.
Oh my goodness, Chip Kodo. I'm so glad he's back. He's so creepy, and it's such a great, he's such a great villain.
Yeah.
And so he is a member of the Chamber of Commerce. And so he and Tammy meet with Wes and Regina to talk about the East Riverside project. And Tammy and Kodo want kickbacks, basically. They straight up are like, here's what we're going to do. You're going to use our construction company.
Yeah.
Because they want kickbacks. What did you think about this whole interaction?
Honestly, I thought it was pretty close to the truth of things that happened. So that was kind of cool to watch.
Yeah.
Having him come back out of the blue, because they gave no warning. And it's kind of funny because, sometimes you have to miss a show. And you watch the preview and you're like, oh, okay, well, I probably can miss next week's show. And then you miss it. And then all of a sudden you hear about it and you're like, what? Chip came back? This was one of those episodes where, like, there were some random things that happened in it that you weren't expecting. So super excited to see what they're going to do with his character. Because it can't just be a dinner, right?
No, because he straight up threatened them.
Yeah.
He straight up was like, well, you could not go with us, but that's going to make things difficult.
Which in thug terms means it's bad.
Yeah. He straight up threatened them. And Wes even says to Regina, like, that was a threat.
Yeah.
That was straight up a threat. I love when Regina's like, oh, I left my phone in your car. Like, come with me.
Yeah. So bad.
So awkward. But she talks to him, and I'm not sure how much I trust Wes.
I don't.
He keeps changing the way he's been doing business for her. And I know that that's great, but I don't trust that it's genuine or that he's even doing it. I love your sounds over there.
I disagree with you so much.
I don't trust him. Great. And I love what he says. He says to Regina, do you want to take a stand, or do you want to make things better for East Riverside? And it's a fair question. And he's like, this is how politics works. This is how it is. Would you say something?
I don't know why I'm just commenting like that. But yes, I think that is how it works. And in the dirty business that we don't really get to hear about unless you're involved in it, right?
Yeah.
And we get to learn on ABC Family, so it must be accurate. He's right. Do you want to make a stand, or do you want
to make things better for East Riverside?
Which one is it?
And she wants to do both.
You can't have your cake and eat it too, Nana.
Well, apparently you can, because Wes decides, you know what? There was a blank there. You, Chip, Kodo, and Tammy. That was it. That's what he said. And I love that Regina asked him why. And he says, I don't want to lose your respect.
Bull. I'm just calling it.
I think he's making a move.
I think so too, because before he didn't seem to really care.
Yeah.
He lost all respect and he didn't care. And then she comes groveling back for a job and he kind of acted a little pompous. He didn't care. And then all of a sudden now he cares.
I don't trust him.
They spent a day getting intimate, shooting the gun. That's what happened. And then he's like, hey, let's go to dinner. They go to dinner. It wasn't really a date, but I think he was laying it on thick. And Regina being in her older age, mature age, I should say, adult age. I don't know what's PC.
I'm so excited to hear you say this. Dig that hole.
Hit me with my shovel. She should know better. That's all I'm saying. She should know. She should pick up these little flags and know that
he's playing her.
Weird looking guy is playing her.
You think he's weird looking?
You like him? I'm sorry, but she's got Angelo.
Oh, yeah, no, for sure. Let's get
everything else
straight,
compared
guys.
to Angelo, other than your man, is weird.
Okay, I'll allow it. I'll take it. So Wes drops Regina off at K&D, and at that same moment, or like 2 minutes later, not at the same moment, whatever, they're all
pretty
there.
Close.
Yeah, Regina, Angelo, and Daphne arrive because she remembered that that's where her book is. And what?
I'm sorry. I'm just envisioning when Daphne walks in, and Daphne being Daphne, and this really put together wonderful girl just starts flipping books around, and I'm like, I was watching it going, why is she doing this?
Well, so what's
It's
really
not making any sense.
so before we get to that, because I have something to say about that as well.
Okay.
Regina sees that liar is written on the candy
Very
door.
well written.
Yeah, but also like I was wondering when someone was going to notice that she lied.
Yeah.
That like because she said she wasn't going to work there, and Daphne went and defended her to Nacho and
Libre.
Nacho Libre, and said like she doesn't work there anymore. And liar she is. Nana, I get it. So, Regina is washing the door, goes inside, has the water running. Daphne shows up, comes in, and here's what I wanted to say. When they went to the clinic, Daphne like picked up things to look under it. She like okay, and like didn't move anything out of place.
Nope.
And I think it's because she has more respect for the clinic than where her mother works.
Yeah.
Because she walks in her mother's work. Where is it?
It was just
Flipping
weird.
tables.
I seriously was watching that moment and I just stared at the screen going, what the heck is going on here?
Yeah.
Daphne would never do this.
The only thing that seemed realistic to me was when she lifted something and all the books fell off.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, that happens.
Yeah.
Because you
But
don't
everything's
realize.
leading to
Yeah.
that.
No, it didn't make any sense.
I guess they were trying to make sure we understood that there was noise being made in the home,
Yes.
in the office, I should say.
Yeah. So
Yes, we caught that.
Regina's upstairs washing. And Daphne, I was really worried that Daphne didn't walk in and shout, Mom. Because I was worried that was going to happen. But she did. She walked in and she shouted for her mother, and her mother didn't hear her. And so she kept, looking around, really vandalizing the place. And Regina gets her gun out, because that's what you do when you have a gun. You pull it out of your purse and you say, don't come in here, I have a gun.
That's right. You've been warned.
And then Daphne opens the door and Regina holds a gun to her face.
She didn't shoot, so it's okay.
I was so scared she was going to shoot.
In her face. Yeah, no, that would have been horrible.
Yeah.
ABC Family couldn't have bounced back from that.
Well, I didn't think she was going to shoot her in the face.
Oh, okay.
I definitely thought she was going to shoot her in like the shoulder or something.
That's still bad.
I know.
That's your daughter.
I know.
It was bizarre because when she was in the car and she noticed the liar, right? 'Cause she was pulling out, wasn't she? Wasn't she leaving?
She was leaving and the light shone on the door.
Yeah, and then she's like, oh my gosh, I should investigate and clean this up right now. She takes the gun out while she's still in the car and turns the safety off, puts the gun back in her purse.
Yes.
Which I'm like, probably not the best idea.
Right. The way she put it in her purse was with the
Yeah.
the
She probably has
know what
mascara
to call
sticks
it.
in there, all
Yeah.
kinds of stuff that could just push on the trigger.
Right.
It was very strange. I was like, we should learn some gun safety, like right now.
She
was
told Wes it's gonna stay at the office. It's not gonna go with her.
And it was with her going
And it was
home.
in the car.
Yeah,
It wasn't even in the office.
No, it's just weird.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think you called it. I mean, I think you thought it was Emmett, right?
Yes. So.
But you got the deaf part right.
So I think I said it. I didn't say it on the air. I said it off the air to you.
Oh, okay. That's right. You didn't want to talk.
I didn't want to talk about it. I thought that it was probably going to be Emmett, because in my mind a whole different scenario happened. That Emmett came in and that, of course, she said, I have a gun. And it was obvious that, because we thought that someone was going to get shot, that it was going to be someone who was deaf.
Yes.
Because she shouts, I've got a gun.
And nobody responds.
Nobody responds.
Obviously.
Yeah. So I was half right.
Yeah, you were. You're pretty right. So yeah, I thought it was, I don't know. It was just weird. Daphne walks in, no, blah, blah, gun, ah.
Yeah.
And then Angelo.
And then Angelo comes in, and this huge, beautiful, really needed to be said fight happens.
Really needed to be said.
They're yelling at Regina for having a gun. Angelo accuses her of cheating with Wes. And Regina then, it was premature because it hasn't happened yet, guys.
No, come on.
And
Angelo.
Regina is smart enough to be like, hey, you left us. You have another baby with someone else that you're not even taking care of. You're making the faces between the two of us. We got Regina down.
We got it down.
And of course, they're yelling at her for having a gun. understandable, because she clearly doesn't know how to use it, even though she knows how to shoot it.
Yeah, she drew it on her daughter. So yes, that needed to be discussed. But both valid arguments that I love to see, and I wish it would have lasted a little longer. Come on, we need some drama up in here. But fantastic. And then it was just, but then it led to Angelo just leaving, and then and Daphne is like, but don't go. And he's like, it's not you. She's so stubborn. And I was like,
Well,
man.
because Daphne felt like it was her fault.
I know. But they were having such a good moment earlier that it made me really bummed that that's kind of how they ended their night.
Well, it had to end on a fight because of the next thing.
No, we can't talk about it. That never happened.
Okay, so Angelo drives off. I'm ignoring you. Angelo drives off, speeds away, and so this was because it was before Toby and Bay getting into the Porsche. This was my first, oh no, moment. And it was really scary because he drove off so angrily, and then we cut to, after Toby and Bay leave, we cut to Catherine again. The phone is ringing. She picks it up.
Hello.
It's
not funny.
It's not funny. But then she goes, there's been an accident.
Yes. Very calmly.
And we see that it's Angelo's body. He was in an accident. They lift him off the gurney onto the bed. And then they start cutting up his shirt. Which, thank you. Which was completely necessary. Everybody. Completely necessary. We had to see that bruise.
Yeah, that was very important to the scene of the crime.
He looked dead.
I know. With his eyes open, just...
Yeah. And
was my dead
it
face.
was terrifying.
It really was, and it was so sad, and it made me question, because I immediately think, are they trying to kill him off? Do they not need him on the show anymore? Did he book something else? Like, why are they doing this to him? Why Angelo?
You are thinking in the... that's so funny. In LA, that is how you think of things on TV. You watch a TV show, and you start thinking when someone is injured or hurt, like, oh, did they book another show? Whereas everyone else in the world who lives and enjoys TV for TV thinks about it as, oh my God, no, they're killing off a character I love.
That's so funny. So I am going to research to see so we know. What are they doing with Angelo? Did he book something?
I'm gonna stop you right there.
Okay.
Because he was doing Switched at Birth and Two Broke Girls and making appearances on different shows.
That's right.
At the same time. So that's not a reason.
Unless it's a film.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
He might not. They might just, he might come back with no memory. I mean, we don't know what's going to happen. But super sad. Didn't see it coming at all. And he did look dead. And they're flashing the lights in his eyes. And his eyeballs are just open. But yet, not much going on as far as, like...
Say it.
I don't want to.
Say it.
I don't know. Nothing
Say
happened.
it.
No.
What'd
I
you
mean,
want
he just didn't look like he was in a very fatal car accident.
Yeah.
Like, he looked like he got a little bruised up. It was weird to see him just laying there. And I'm thinking, did he have a brain hemorrhage? Like, what happened?
I'm sure they'll explain in the next episode.
I'm sure they won't. They might.
Well, before we discuss what we think will
Okay.
happen, I want to tell our fans about something that we're doing.
This is really important, guys. Listen up.
It's just as important as Angela getting a shirt ripped open.
Pretty much.
Which was really important. We're doing an amazing AfterBuzz TV Switched to Birth giveaway.
Yay.
We're giving away a few beautiful items. The first of which is this beautiful fan from ABC Family. It has all the summer shows on it. It's returning favorites on one side, new summer series on the other, including Chasing Life, Young and Hungry, and Mystery Girls, all of which have premiered. Hopefully you're watching them. We are also giving away an ABC Family Sign the Alphabet deck of cards. Teaches you ASL alphabet. Very important, very exciting. And the grand prize, which I'm really excited about, Catherine's book, which this episode, Bay tells her she's not a real writer. Clearly she is. I have the book, guys. Clearly she is a real writer. And it says on the back, it's so cute. It's got a picture of her. And it says, Catherine Kennish is a mother turned published author who lives with her newly expanded family in Mission Hills, Kansas. So cute. It says it's written by her. So we're giving this away. And how could you win this, you might ask?
That's adorable.
You were supposed to, okay.
Here we go. Very simple. So simple that we should probably make it more difficult. All you have to do is write a description on what Switch at Birth means to you and what it has done to your life.
On Instagram.
And Twitter.
So you need to follow both of us on Twitter, and we will give you that Twitter handle soon. Hashtag ABTVSAB, which is AfterBuzz TV Switch to Birth.
Yep.
And you need to follow both of us on Twitter and Instagram. And Instagram us a photo and a description of what Switch to Birth means to you. You have till the end of the season.
So simple.
So simple.
But please keep it classy, people.
Yeah.
Thanks.
There are a lot of things we don't need to see.
Really.
And on that note, I think we should go into predictions.
Ooh.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
All right, Melina, predict.
Okay. Well, Emmett's been gone. Not sure what. Since you've been gone. I don't know what happened to him. However, he doesn't get shot. So there's.
Yeah. He has not been shot.
I'm a little iffy about Angelo and what happens to him at the hospital. I'm not sure. I need to research to know if he's in a movie or not. If he's not in a movie, he could come back and, oh my gosh, what if he has amnesia? Mm-hmm. Seriously, because we see Bae standing there and she's like, somebody help. So he starts crashing. I don't think they're going to kill him off just yet. So maybe amnesia would really add to a really cool layer to the show. Other than that, I don't really see much going on.
Okay.
What about you?
I think Angelo is going to be in a coma.
That's so sad.
Because comas are underused. I think he's going to be in a coma, which means he could go and do a movie for a while and come back. Mm-hmm. I don't think they're going to kill him off.
Good.
Because he just moved in.
Oh, yeah, he did. Yeah, you're right.
I think that within the next few episodes, Regina and Wes might get close. I think Daphne's going to do great on the SATs, and Bae's going to start discovering what she wants to do.
Artistically, where
she wants to go. I think Toby is back and is wasting our time with his DJing.
Yep.
But maybe he'll get discovered and become a world-class DJ, if that's a thing. All right.
Afrojack.
Sure.
He's not the nicest guy, though. Anyway, I agree with all of those predictions.
Yeah.
Put Angelo in a coma so he can do a movie.
Mm-hmm. And come back. All beautiful and rested because he's been sleeping for like a month. Mm-hmm. And Bae is going to discover all this wonderfulness. Toby's not going to do anything. Yeah. And Regina and Wes, I think. But I feel like something else needs to happen with like the stalker and Nacho Libre and all that stuff. I feel like it kind of died down for a little bit. I think it's more threats than actual acts against them.
You think so?
Yeah.
You don't think it's going to escalate much more?
I think it will eventually. I think first... Nope, I think it will escalate, and then Regina and Wes will something.
I agree.
On that note, let's tell people who want to enter the Twitter competition and Instagram competition where they can find you online.
You can find me at Melina TV on Instagram and Twitter.
Excellent. And you can find me online at yael.tv. That's YAEL.tv. There you'll find info about the beautiful stylings from Siren's Boudoir. You can also find me on Twitter and Instagram. You'll need those at Yael Tygiel. That's YAELTYGIEL. And we will see you next week.
Woo.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.